Hello, welcome to the channel. We've just been at the tip.
Over the last few years. I've been doing this job for around 15 years in terms of specialising in protest work.
Just been to the tip, and we are.
I think it's still dozens, it's not hundreds yet, but I think we're at the start of the curve because the new legislation is just coming through, and I suspect.
Hello, welcome to the channel. We've just been to the chip. The chip.
Legislation has been introduced over the last 2 years.
The tip.
With the aim of tackling the disruption
Been to the tip. And sunglasses on to look cool. Over the humpy thing. Ooh. Right, so what is it all about? I don't know. What's going on?
interference with national infrastructure is one of the new offences.
Ooh.
Can come with a prison sentence. Last year,
The gate things just went up.
attending a slow march.
Oh, fuck a duck!
For just 30 minutes.
Have I got to give way here? Well, I'm not. Sorry, Audi for circles. Oh, sorry for circles. The power is impressive. Is it? Not really. Right. Okay. So that was that little escapade. With a wee look at the tip, and I've just realised what I could do. I could have another one of these. I've got plenty of these holder things for the devices. I could actually have one, and you just put it in. See, the more you do something, the more you kind of play with it. It's like you started off just doing like the odd sort of video, and then it ends up you're sort of and all sorts of stuff. So the tip, I mean, the young guy tried to give me a hand, but he was fucking hopeless. But I like, young people that are trying and everything, so it's well done. He was trying, which is good. I suppose, like, so myself, sorry to sound big-headed, but I did work in man environments, which was that you had to work like fuck, you didn't get to piss about, and you had to, because I was working in the roofing industry, and before that I worked in what was it? I was in the road industry as well. Roads. The roads.
He says that this does not affect his objectivity.
Right, so what we're doing now, we're going for a coffee now.
I would think of extremism as being to do with
Extremism.
intolerance.
Extremism. Some shite they talk in that
Words to describe
Radio 4.
protesting against
God's sake. Climate change. Ooh. It's all the buzzwords. They're numpties. They are numpties. There's no real other way to explain it, that they're not numpties. They definitely are, yeah. Like middle class numpties. Another cyclist.
in history.
Yes, cyclist. Looks like a normal cyclist. Yeah, normal. Well, it looks like, I don't know what sort of bike it is. Is it an electric bike? I think so. Well, they have these batteries on them, don't they? And they're sort of at the back, but they're not hugely big batteries, so it's maybe difficult to actually spot if it's an electric bike or not. So. Guy going on clearing the grass off the pavement. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they do that anymore. You know, because they're all strapped for cash, aren't they? Stirling Council, and so there's a limit to what they can do because of their budget shortfall. They can do bike lanes. They can do bike lanes, and they can. Well, the government. What the government did with that, I suppose, if you look at it this way, the government chucked it onto the councils. So it's like the 20 zones were chucked onto the councils. So that it's quite sneaky what they've done. So they've wanted this crap, and then they've chucked it onto the councils to decide. And so the councils get the funding for it. So they, just like any other corporation or company, wants to get funding, and then they'll get the funding for the bike lane and the 20 zones and all other things, and then it'll give work for their workers and something. Also, they'll tidy up the actual, infrastructure at the same time. But I'm trying to be sort of kind about it, really, the way I'm talking about it. So it is amazing the amount of people that seem to go along with all this stuff, and they're just quite happy just to go along with it and not question it at all. It's quite impressive. How dumb people are. Just don't care. What I say to you is, until they come along and take your children and grandchildren away from you,
Okay, so it is day 3 of the trial,
then
and the medics are starting to give their evidence.
does it bother you then?
They say they already
Will it bother you when they take them away from you? Because that's what's going to happen. First they'll take your car off you. There's always this push, between the hierarchy and us. There's a push, and you've got to push back. Or if you're a numpty, don't bother then. Other people push back for you. Maybe that's what happens. Is that how it works? See these things are really noisy when you're standing outside. Well, what the hell's that noise? The things that slow traffic down. What are they called?
Until recently, protesters were able to use various legal defences. For example, that they were exercising their right to free speech. And this had proved quite successful for some. You might remember protesters tearing down a statue of slave owner Edward Colston during a demonstration.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they should have been done for. They should have been locked up for that.
In 2022, a jury found him not guilty.
Not guilty.
Damage.
Should have left the statue up. It's a history. It's a past. I strongly disagree with that. I think it's extremely selfish behaviour. You should be tearing down the 20 zone signs and the ULS cameras. Would be something that you should be doing. That would be something that would be helpful, like for now, rather than fucking 200 years ago.
Like the 6 medics can no longer use human rights protections when on trial.
I would say, wouldn't you? Yes. So I hope you enjoyed that video. We're almost in Falkirk now. Got our wheelie bins behind us.
So it's about just making sure that people are treated fairly, treated properly. You can't simply do anything you want and say, I've got a right to free speech.
We've made it, so thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and we'll get you on the next video. Bye. Bye.
Or interference with other people's rights, so inconvenience to others, with your right to protest and assess whether or not it's proportionate to convict you. Many defendants, many activists would think that it doesn't.
I'm not ready yet.
It doesn't give them.
So thanks for watching.
And it really seems
Bye.
to be that protest is almost
Bye.
the light in a way.
Bye bye.